Hey, so if you're ready to get truly amazing results from AI, like every single time, you are in exactly the right place. It really all comes down to getting good at two things: crafting great prompts and practicing smart safety. So let's build that foundation together.
Have you ever typed something into an AI, hit enter, and gotten back, well, let's be honest, just junk? Maybe it totally missed the point or gave you facts that were just plain wrong. It happens.
And if that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's probably the most common frustration people have. But the good news is, there's a fix, and it's all about building these two simple but really powerful pillars of success.
So think of this as your personal game plan for using any AI. Once you see how these two pillars work together, I promise everything is just going to click.
All right, so here they are. Pillar 1 is all about being the architect. This is where you get to design the perfect instructions. That's what we call prompt engineering. And Pillar 2? That's you, as the inspector. This is where you double-check the AI's work to make sure it's accurate, safe, and actually useful. You gotta be both.
And here's a super simple way to think about it. Imagine a road trip. Your prompt is like typing a really specific address into your GPS. And the safety check, that's your seatbelt. I mean, you wouldn't start a long drive without both of those, right? It is the exact same idea here.
Okay, let's dive into Pillar 1 and figure out how to be the architect. This is the fun part, the creative part, where you really take control and tell the AI exactly what you want it to do.
You see, a vague prompt is kind of like telling your GPS, just drive west. You'll end up somewhere, I guess, but probably not where you actually wanted to be. A great prompt gets you to your destination on the very first try. No wrong turns.
So how do we give those perfect directions? Well, we use this simple 5-part formula. First, give the AI a role, like you're an expert copywriter. Then, a super clear task, like write a product description. Give it context, all the essential background info. Specify the format you want, maybe a bulleted list. And finally, list the criteria for what makes it good, like the tone should be really energetic.
Let's just see what a huge difference this makes. That before prompt, it's weak, it's vague, but look at the after. We applied our formula, gave it a role, a task, context, format, and criteria, and now the AI knows exactly what to do. The difference in the result you'll get is going to be night and day.
Okay, but giving perfect directions is only half the job. Now we need Pillar 2. So you've got your response, and it's time to put on your inspector hat. And let me be clear, this step is absolutely non-negotiable if you want to use AI responsibly.
Remember our road trip? Well, the inspector's job is to make sure that seatbelt is fastened. It's a simple little habit that protects you from all those unexpected bumps in the road, making sure your AI journey is a safe one.
So what are these bumps we're talking about? Well, AIs can sometimes hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying they literally make things up. They can also have hidden biases from their training data, spread misinformation, or even accidentally leak private info. Your job as the inspector is to keep an eye out for these things.
So here's your inspector's toolkit. First, always verify any critical facts or figures. Second, never, ever put personal, private, or sensitive data into the prompt. Third, just give the output a quick read for any weird tones or biases. And maybe, most important of all, treat every AI output as a helpful first draft, never the final perfect answer.
So, we've met the architect and we've met the inspector. Now, let's put them on the same team and walk through a really practical, everyday example of how this works.
First up, the architect gets to work with this really clear prompt. See? We have the role, a nutritionist. The task, create a 3-day meal plan. The context, it's for a busy professional. The format, a simple table. And the criteria are woven right in. Healthy, quick, and under 15 minutes. It's a perfect set of GPS directions.
Okay, so the AI takes that prompt and boom, it generates a pretty good-looking meal plan. Fantastic! But we're not done yet. The architect's job is finished, and now the inspector has to get to work.
So the inspector does a quick check. First, verify the facts. Are these ingredients and recipes actually healthy? A quick Google search can confirm that. Second, check for bias. Does this plan assume I have access to some expensive specialty ingredients or follow a specific diet? And third, a data check. Did I share any of my own private health details? Nope, kept it general. The output passes inspection.
And that's it. That's the whole workflow, from being the architect to being the inspector. To make this super easy to remember,
Let's just wrap it all up with a final success checklist you can use every day.
Here it is. Be the architect with that 5-part formula. Be the inspector and always check the work. Remember the GPS. Clear directions get you to a better destination. And always, always fasten your seatbelt with good safety habits. But the most important thing to remember? You are the one in control.
So, there you have it. The 2 pillars for success with AI. You now have the skills to be both the architect of your ideas and the inspector of the results. The foundation is set. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?